Hey everybody, hope this finds you doing well. Today we are going to talk about some of the top news stories over the past week. But as usual, let's go ahead and jump into the cryptocurrency market update. So as you can see here, Bitcoin is currently trading at $26,586. It's up a little over 3% over the last 7 days. Ethereum is still staying pretty much flat at $1,600. You can see here we have in the top 10 Cardano still pretty much flat at that 25-cent range. Dogecoin still here in the top 10 and it's up 1% at 6 cents. And we have a newcomer in the top 10 with Toncoin. Ton, which is called the Open Network, is a blockchain associated with Telegram. Telegram is a very popular messaging app with over 800 million users. And they just announced this past week that they will be integrating a crypto wallet that the Ton is based off of. So the Open Network will now be accessible to the Telegram users. And so obviously a lot of people are speculating, and the coin has gone up 34% over the last week. And then we have Solana still in the top 10, up 5%, currently trading at just over $19. So if we look at Bitcoin and compare it to some of the major indices, we can see here year to date that Bitcoin is still outperforming the S&P 500, gold, and NASDAQ. NASDAQ is known as a more tech-heavy indices. And even though we are in a bear market for most cryptocurrencies, as well as many of the indices, including the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, being down since the 2021 highs, they're nearing the highs that they had in 2021, but they're still down. They haven't quite gotten back up to those numbers. But year to date, if you invested in Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, you would still be up 60%. So Bitcoin is still outperforming these major indices since its inception. But as you can see here, it is still obviously a very risk on asset. So you still have to be very careful when you're investing in something like cryptocurrencies, because it's a new nascent industry that is still burgeoning at the time. So you want to be very careful because it is highly volatile, as we've talked about in many videos in the past. So you definitely want to gain as much knowledge as possible before you invest in the market. But as you can see here, it is still outperforming some of the major indices in the stock market. So one of the major news stories of this past week is the CPI data came out in the United States from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And as you can see here, this is their report that comes out each month. And the percentage that it is compared to the last 12 months, it is up 3.7%. So one of the things that the Federal Reserve has come out and said multiple times is that they're looking to try to get it down to around that 2% range. We'll see if they continue to hike interest rates. With the hiking of interest rates, it makes it more expensive to borrow money. So you can see with credit cards and mortgages and various different types of loans, it's more expensive now to be able to borrow any type of money. So we are also seeing that the inflation has begun to go down since its high of 9% last summer, but it still hasn't gotten to that 2% range. So we are going to be finding out from the Federal Reserve in September, mid-September, I believe it's around the 18th or 19th of this month, we will find out whether or not they are going to rise interest rates again, or if they're going to do a pause. So as you can see here, this is the 1 month percentage change. So it actually is up 0.6% from July. So it did increase a little bit. So that's why people are speculating that there's a possibility that the Federal Reserve could, in fact, increase the interest rate again, potentially doing another 25 basis point hike. But we'll definitely keep you posted as that information comes out. It looks like next week. And if we go here to the 12-month chart, percentage change chart, you can see going all the way back to 2003, we've had ranges upwards of 5%. This is the highest that we had gotten last year in June of 2022 at 9.1%. So with the interest rate hikes, we did get it down to the 3% range that we're at now, but we will see if they're able to get it back to this 2 percent range or so that we kind of had been ranging in for several years since the financial crisis. So that remains to be seen. So as we talked about yesterday, last week, you have to be very, very careful in cryptocurrency because there are still a lot of bad actors in the space. It's still very new, so we still don't have all of the necessary security on ramps, especially for retail investors. So you have to be very careful and understand what you're doing, particularly when it comes to handling hot wallets. We've talked about the difference between a hot wallet and a cold wallet. Feel free to go back to one of our older videos where we talked about how to set up a hot wallet and the difference between a hot and cold wallet. A cold wallet is offline, so it's much more safe, but sometimes people need to use a hot wallet when they're kind of trying to connect to other exchanges or trying to buy and sell and trade NFTs, for example. And unfortunately, a billionaire who is very tech savvy has succumbed to a hot wallet hack, and he has lost over $870,000. And being on the blockchain is open for anyone to see. So this actually was probably helpful in his case because more money and more funds could have been drained from his wallet, but somebody did alert him as they were able to see that there were some assets that hadn't been moved for several months was starting to be moved, and it looked a little bit suspicious. So then once he was notified, he then copped up to the fact that his wallet was drained. He was able to move a couple of $1 million to Coinbase, I believe. And so he's suggesting that a hacker had been watching and waiting for a moment to pounce, but there's still speculation as to exactly what happened. There could have been a possibility where his private keys were somehow compromised. He may have thought that he was downloading MetaMask and it was a faulty website, a scam website, and that's another thing that you have to be very, very careful of. There are definitely a lot of scam websites out there, and once you download those websites or whatever they have on their website, it could potentially hack your wallets and be able to drain those wallets. So as you can see here, here's some speculation. Someone said that maybe, he had signed something that he shouldn't have, and then a website can gain access to your wallet if you sign on a website that you shouldn't have, and they could potentially get access to your assets. Or as you can see here, someone said there's a possibility that his private key was compromised. So it still remains to be seen exactly what happens. We're not sure if Mark Cuban is going to come out and tell everyone exactly what happened. He may not know, at least right now, as of what happened himself. So we'll keep you posted if we hear some more news on that. But we definitely want to make sure that we stay up to date with our security. There's many different security procedures that you can take. There's a lot of information out here on the web that you can learn, but you definitely have to be very careful. So definitely just make sure you stay aware of what's going on in the cryptocurrency market, particularly if you're trying to trade in and out of a lot of different smaller cryptocurrencies and you're taking your money off of exchanges. And we're going to go ahead and move forward with what's happening in crypto as we continue to find so-called trusted parties that will enable people to be able to use cryptocurrencies. One of those so-called trusted parties is PayPal. They're a legacy Web 2 company that is looking to get into Web 3. They've definitely made a lot of splash lately in the headlines when they chose to start their own stable coin that was launched recently, and now they are launching crypto to USD off ramps. And there is a video here, and we'll play that for a quick moment just so you can have an idea of what they're trying to do to help take away some of the friction that is still definitely there for those retail investors who may be interested in getting in cryptocurrency. Let's go ahead and play.
Introducing PayPal's on and off ramps, a seamless way to let customers buy and sell crypto in your wallets, NFT marketplaces, and dApps. A simple integration with PayPal gives you access to a fast and easy payments experience built by a digital payments brand that's trusted around the world. Reach millions of PayPal customers who can buy crypto with popular payment methods and cash out in minutes. We'll manage the complexity behind your transactions and drive authorization rates that unlock revenue for your business. Simplify the road to Web3 with PayPal.
So PayPal is obviously a very large financial slash bank servicer, and they are providing opportunities for people to be able to easily buy cryptocurrency as well as have that on and off ramps from various wallets onto the PayPal account. So they are expanding it to Web3. They already have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin as offerings on their platform. So they're continuing to expand their services, which, as we mentioned, includes these crypto transfers and now these fiat off and on ramps. So we are definitely seeing that we are finding companies getting involved in Web3. There's still a lot of development that's happening in the Web3 space, and a lot of Web2 companies are looking to expand into Web3 and cryptocurrencies. And going into our last story, one of the largest banks in Europe, a over $1 trillion asset manager in Deutsche Bank, which is based in Germany, is offering Bitcoin and cryptocurrency custody for institutional investors. So obviously, they're getting a lot of interest from institutions, whether it be hedge funds, retirement funds, other financial servicers that are looking to get into cryptocurrency. They are going to be offering cryptocurrency custody, which is hopefully going to be providing added security so they don't have to have and hold these cryptocurrencies on their own. So they're going to be providing that service to some of these larger institutional clients. So it just goes to show that crypto is not going anywhere anytime soon. People are starting to lean into this emerging market. So we're going to continue to keep you posted on everything that's happening in the area that you need to know. Make sure that you do your due diligence before you do any investing, let alone investing in cryptocurrencies. As usual, you can stay up to date with us here on Instagram at Networkchain, as well on X. We try to post almost daily, so please keep and stay in touch with us there. In the meantime, we hope you take care. We look forward to connecting with you on the network chain very soon. Bye bye.